Hey guys, this is Anguish bringing you a Doom Tower video. But before we get started on Doom Tower, I thought I would pull my shards for the summon rush because people love watching summoning videos. I can't talk. Good morning, everybody. So we're just going to bump right into it. I have no idea who Visionary is, but don't care. The reason I'm interested in this fusion is, oh hey, I think I have like another one of him already. Is because I can store it in the fragment pool. Back-to-back legendaries. All right, let's go. That's cool. I'm not sad about that. That's some incredible luck. The thing is, I already have a King Galkabar, so I'm not that crazed about it. And we're done. Ooh, Cage Breaker. Yeah. Let's take a looky here. Was Galkabar a new one? I don't think he was. Yeah, no. Wait. Or, Growhawk. Yeah, Growhawk. No red boop means I already got one. But if we go to my faction guardians, I think I can do that. Now, if only I had any legendary orcs that I actually used. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video for you guys today is to talk about Doom Tower and how to climb Doom Tower. As you can see, we're a couple days in, and I'm working my way up the hard side first, and that's better because if you farm the bosses on hard side, you get better materials, and the longer you farm the bosses on the hard side, the better materials you get. So I'm gonna have to kill the Dark Fae here real quick, and then we'll get right into how to climb the Doom Tower. The biggest thing for you guys to understand is that the Doom Tower is very, very easily cheesable. You don't have to have S tier after S tier after S tier hero in order to do it. You just have to have heroes that have A1s that are AoE and stun sets, and that's it, and reasonably quick. You might not have your main person in a stun set. They might just be like a speed booster or a turn booster, like if you have a Deacon, because Deacon might be your lead because you want the increased speed. But you just need everybody to be like 200 speed in stun sets, and then mastery down to sniper, so they get an extra 5% chance to land the stun on the stun set. And the reason why that is important is because the stun on the stun set will doesn't care about accuracy. Like you need 0 accuracy to land stun on a stun set. So if you take a Fellhound or a Soulbound Boyar or a Bellower or a Banshee, who is a rare, anybody who has an A1 AoE, you set up your team and you have 4 heroes that are all having a 23% chance to stun on their A1, and then you just turn them loose and let them go. And it will take a while, but because of the nature of the Doom Tower, unless they have somebody who passively cleanses like a Doom Priest on the enemy team, you're never going to see anybody end up in a situation where they're not going to win. Like, you're just going to keep the enemy team locked down, and it will take probably 5 to 10 minutes a stage, but you will be able to climb until you get to a boss, and then it just depends if you can handle the boss, which is also usually very cheesable. And let's see, are we screwed? I don't think we're screwed. Yep, eat him, beat him, cool. And this should be an easy mode now. There we go. Now if that Rhonda goes, I'm screwed. I'm not as screwed as I thought. I thought I was dead right there. But that is the one downside of the Dark Fae here, is that you basically have to one-shot your own team with the Go First Arena team, and then be able to handle the boss, which, you know, I can do. People can do it. It's fine. The other thing to say is that speed control against her makes a big difference. If you don't let her take turns, she can't steal your champions as often. She won't last as long. It's better for you. it does suck because I have 2 green heroes on this team, so every time she does this one, she gets 10% of the heal, or she gets 20% of her HP back, which is low cooldown. So she's gonna steal somebody again, or no, she's not gonna steal anybody. She's gonna do that, and yeah. But in terms of climbing the Doom Tower itself, like individual bosses, including this one was difficult for me for a really long time because my arena team was always a go second for a long time because I relied on Helicath. But once I got my Arbiter going and made my Arbiter go fast and turn to the left all NASCAR style, it was a good day. And that's what I'll say is that you need to make sure that Arbiter goes first if you're going to use your Arbiter. Like, you don't put her in the lead because she doesn't have a speed aura that works in the Doom Tower, but you make sure she goes, boost somebody else's turn and attack, they go, one-shot everybody, and then you only have to deal with the boss. And just like that, 4 minutes later, we're down. So now let's go look at the floor selection, and I'll show you guys my team really quick. And this is custom setup. Now, I use Duchess because block debuffs and increased attack. Daliana, turn off her A2. So the only thing she's doing is A3 for block buffs, A1 for leech, and then she's in a stun set. And we'll bump into her gear in a second. But 251 speed, that's not really crazy fast. Ragash, he's here. He's got increased speed, strength, and perfect veil. That's all good, but like we want him to open up with decreased defense to make it go a little faster and 100% chance to stun. That's why he's here. It's on a 3 turn. It's real fast. If you don't have a Ragash, it's fine. You don't need a Ragash. Literally, I'll go over a couple other champions. Nishak is here to do damage. He is not in a stun set. He could do more, but honestly, when you get high in the Doom Tower, poisons do more damage than anything else because the enemies have such massive HP pools. And Bellower, we're not using this because we have Ragash doing decreased defense, and our Bellower is at 347 accuracy. It's not that hard. He's only at 204 speed. Like, he's slow, and he doesn't do a lot of damage. But what he does do is a mini version of slow, and he has the chance to block active skills, which is just as good as a stun most of the time. You know, taking an A1 versus an A3 from a support champion, you know, if there's a Siphi up and she has block active skills on, now Siphi can't revive. Now she can't, like, do all her skills. So this is super powerful. If I had to build my ideal Doom Tower team and I could only use rares, it would just be Bellowers. It would just be Bellowers alternating A1, A2 in everything but the lead slot, where I would put, like, if you don't have Duchess, put Pythion in there because he's got a cleanse or revive. And that's the biggest thing, is like, if any of these people die, Duchess she's in a regen set, she just pops them up and we just keep on trucking. Real quick, I'll show you Daliana's gear. I'll show you everybody's gear. Like, Daliana, stun set, little speed, nothing big. She does have masteries, but like, you don't need them. You could also use Uko instead of Duchess. Uko is really good because my Uko is actually in a stun set specifically for Doom Tower, and you know, he rips buffs, he places block buffs, he's stunning on both, he's got a speed and a revive. Like, that's also good. My Duchess is just in regen set and built to take a beating. She's like also 252 speed. 250 is kind of like that magic number for Doom Tower, like the highest you go. If I scroll down here, who else is on that team? I would use my Fellhound, but he's my campaign farmer, and like, he is set up to hit like a truck, but he drives way too slow, so we don't use him. And here's my Bellower, like just in pretty like manageable gear. Like, nothing here is super crazy. Like, this isn't even like, we got 1 speed stat, you know, we got a double roll there, we got a single roll with a +4, we got nothing on the gloves, we got nothing on the chest, we got nice boots. I mean, like, it doesn't take a lot to get people moving and going. Other champions that you could use if you have them that would be very useful is, oh, there he is, Hoskarul. Hoskarul is got a great A2 because it books up to a 75% chance for a stun, and then if they're already stunned, he decreases their turn meters. And then if they're stunned, they do take 15% increased damage. So he's really good. It just depends. Like, you could use Burn Geary, even though him and Hoskarol don't have AoE A1s, because they have reliable 3-turn. This goes up to a 65% chance to stun. He goes up to a 80% chance to stun if you buy the Sniper Mastery. And I'm going to cut the video off before I'm going to start this running and just talk a little more, but then I'm going to cut the video off because I don't know how to stitch things together yet, and I don't want you guys to have to watch 30 minutes of Doom Tower. But you can see here, everybody's stunned, everybody's slowed, everybody is bombed and poisoned, and they're just already dropping. And that's partly because my Nishak is built like crazy person. But even if we didn't have Nishak on here, these guys are just going to slowly tick down. Like, not even going to get a turn. Weak hit. I'm not sad about that. Life goes on. Block active skills. Now whatever he was going to do, can't do it. It's also really nice for the Mortu Macabre waves. If you just keep them stunned, they never get a shot to do anything. The Rhodos and Siphi waves, the Cupidus and Venus waves, they can require a little bit of manual control. You're probably gonna, like, this team might lose to a Cupidus Venus wave, but I would just start the fight over, or not on auto climb, and then I would just manual. So when I opened up against Cupidus and Venus, Ragash could get Erntied stun. And if I never goshed and I was using that Hosker Rule Epic, which you may or may not have, or Burn Geary, some of this is just RNG, and sometimes you just gotta click a button and try again. It's not a big deal. And like, see, my Bellow here is pretty weak, and he took some hits, and he's not going to die, and he'll go into the next fight at about half health. But, like, Duchess is here, and good luck getting through her. Like, honestly, the only thing that kills her are the Mortu Macabre waves. And sometimes I have to manual those. Sometimes I have to, like, take this auto-climb team off and put on, like, bring people like Rhonda, Ultimate Death Knight. Against him, I use anything that disables the passive or prevents the use of anything other than, like, block active skills. That way, the only thing he can do is A1. I like Deliana because she also does the block buffs, which means that the enemy team doesn't get a chance to buff themselves. So if they get block debuffs up, you're screwed, because then they will resist the stun, or they will block the stun even if it's going to get placed. But right there, I don't know if you guys catch it, but Deliana had this person stunned even before Ragash went in. And Ragash is pretty sick for this. Like, he is definitely, like, a top tier. But, like, so here, the only thing I might do is as I'm playing through this, like, nobody's stunned right now. Okay, Foley can't be stunned also, which is, or no, he can't have decrease. No, he can't be stunned. He gets all weird about that. So, like, we might lose somebody here. We'll see what happens. The other thing is I probably should do is target the Arbiter, because if they have a Reviver and you just keep chewing through their DPS and the Reviver keeps popping it up, eventually you're going to run into problems. But I'm just going to let it play out, and you guys can see what happens here. So, it worked out in my favor that time. Just enough random bombs and poisons ended up on Arbiter. We got Lydia here, 2 AoEs, Nuker, and I don't know who that is, but I don't really care. Like, because I don't know who they are, they're probably not scary. So, that's what you do. You just stun chance, stun chance, stun chance. And before I had Ragash, I think I was using Soulbound Boyer. She is a rare from Barbarians. Her A1 is an AoE, and she hits decently hard. I used her for a long time in a lot of content. I think she's still actually in a stun set too. But 100%, you don't need the Rat, you don't need Ragash. And now I might be in trouble here because Lydia, but Duchess is just going to come in clutch and end everything. So that happens, and sometimes you just got to hit restart. You got to manual it. You got to do different things to adjust. But for the most part, I think I was on like floor 80 something already, and I haven't had to manual more than one floor. And again, we all know the trouble champions of like Siphirodos, Venus, and Cupidus, and Mortu Macabre will wreck your day. There's, I don't know if it's in this Doom Tower rotation, other one, but there's a wave that has 2 Mortu Macabres and 2 Sky Touch Shamans, and it's pretty high up, so they have really high resistance. And the Sky Touch Shamans, as soon as they get a turn, if they get one, will cleanse the entire team and then put block buffs up, or block debuffs up. So you're basically in a position where you can't like do anything in the Mortu Macabres anymore. And it's really difficult to manage, because then you don't want to be doing big AoEs on everything and pushing that Mortu Macabre turn rate around, because, you know, as soon as they get peril up, they're going to one-shot somebody, which is incredibly frustrating. But see, he didn't. All he could do was A1 the one chance he got a turn. And the Jinzos here, now people have block buffs up, or debuffs up. I can't talk. And it's just, so this is going to slow down, but none of these guys are revivers. Oh yeah, she was the problem. Good old Rare. I forget her name. She's in like chapter 3 of the campaign or something. Good champion though. Good champion. Alright, so Cupidus and Venus wave right here. So we're probably just going to get our asses handed to us, because there's the counterattack, and we didn't have stun up, and there's a counterattack, and there's him hitting harder, and here's a counterattack. And this is the thing. Sometimes, like, I might have to start this one over, which would be a good way to end the video, just showing you guys this is what you do when you run into this kind of crap. Like, I can't even take it off manual because this is the auto climb mode, so we're just locked in. We'll see what happens. And then, like I said, my Duchess is built like a brick shit house. So, and now we got a stun on Cupidus, so he can't counterattack when he's stunned, which is great. And we'll get a revive on the next turn. And it sucks because Venus is dead, but he's still like, I'm going to counterattack. Use some more. And Duchess is just like, I will kill you. Even though she doesn't hit for shit. So, again, that one worked out, but I would have just played that again. And on the last round, knowing what was coming, I would have just A1 cycled until Ragash had his stun up, so I could open with that, and it would have been a completely different fight where it wasn't even close. That wasn't even close to it anyways, but I'm going to cut the video off here. Just remember, stun set doesn't require accuracy, and honestly, you don't need to stick a ton of damage in. You just need to be able to press the button and let it go. So, Bellower, Soulbound Boyer, Banshee. There's even a couple uncommons that have AoE A1s that you can use. I mean, 6-starring a green is pretty. Really, the only one you want to do it with is Armiger, but otherwise, like, there are plenty of rares out there that are worth doing. And then because you do that, you'll be able to use them, and they will be like, it is useful in Doom Tower. It'd be useful in Faction Wars, because if you have somebody in Faction Wars who's moving at 200 speed, who's got a 23% chance to stun, and there's 5 enemies on the screen, statistically speaking, somebody should be getting stunned every time they take a turn, and that can only help you. So, with that being said, I hope this video helps some of you guys out there climb the Doom Tower a little easier, and peace.